Welcome back to the Fixed Roof Coupe channel. Today, guys, we're going to play around with the Corvette. She's been here since the end of October, beginning of November. Haven't fired her up, haven't charged her battery, haven't even had the cover off her. As you can see, she's all nice and dusty from doing body work on the 51. But it's time to get this old bird up and running. We're going to do an oil change. We're going to change the spark plug and gap them because we ran nitrous last year. These bottles here are nice and full. Do a recheck of all my solenoids and everything. Purge the lines. It's time to rip the old C5. Let's go. I must say, I'm pretty impressed with that cover. She's got some dust on her, but that's probably because I used the air hose to blow off the cover. I gotta find the instructions for that. I cut the tags off or go online and find a way. I'm hoping I can wash that just from all the body work in here. The plan is to get the Corvette outside, get it up and running again. As you can see back here, the 51 is out in the driveway, which obviously we moved the route so we can jack the car up and move it. Get this up and going, get it running, get the oil changed, go through it, give it a quick once over before the start of the season, and then take everything out of the garage and literally clean this place. Because this place, there's dust everywhere. I mean, I'm sure if you've done body work or you've done a paint job or something like that before, it gets in every nook and cranny and every crevice. So my idea to clean this place is going to be the old Echo backpack blower. Essentially, my buddy has one. I'm going to have him come over. We're going to get everything that could fly away, you know, kind of down. Blow everything off the walls, blow everything on the ceiling, blow everything. It's going to be like a wind tunnel in here. Get some fans going, get the cars out of the driveway, and literally blow everything out. Some of the stuff on the front of the house with the black dust and the paint and the Bondo is going to need a power wash, which is, it's fine. I usually wash the house every year anyways. Don't have a power washer, usually borrow one. I think this might be the year that I buy one. We'll see what happens, but let's get the old C5 up in the air. We're going to change the oil where it sits because it's been in there since last May. So I figured everything's at the bottom of the pan. Might as well jack it up, drain it out. Put some fresh stuff in there, change the plugs, charge the battery, see if she starts. People always ask me what I use to jack up the Corvette. If you have a C5 or if you don't, there's holes on the body lines right where the fender splits in the frame and right around there. It's got some spots underneath where the fiberglass breaks. You can't put a jack end on it, but if you use a hockey puck with a little eye bolt, it can go up into the frame. And you can kind of twist it and hold it in place, and then you put your jack underneath it to jack it up. Now for the winter time, I did not put anything to prevent mice. We do have mice that come around the house. I did have decon and everything outside of it, so I'm hoping that that was enough to prevent them from going in the car, but we'll see if underneath the hood is clean or not. She still looks pretty good. I think this year might be time for an air cleaner or a air cleaner swap, or maybe I'll do a different intake setup, but yeah, everything visually looks pretty good. Hopefully she's ready to rock and roll when we fire her up. Got some leaves in here still. All right, so she's up on jack stands. You're a C5 owner. If you're not, thinking about being one, always remember when you're changing your oil, you want the car 100% flat. The Batwing oil pan will not let all of the oil out. It creates pockets, so it takes a few minutes. It has to be completely flat. Otherwise, like I said, it creates air pockets and all the oil won't come out. You don't have to do this, but I like to wipe out the pan a little bit to make sure it's somewhat clean when I pull the oil. That way I can see if there's any metal or anything in there. I should jack the car up a little bit higher, but I didn't. The oil actually looks pretty darn clean coming out. I think I might only went like 2,000 miles last year after the dyno, if that. I might not even have broke 1,000 actually, now I'm thinking about it. I think it was like 900 and something. But we'll double check it. I'm curious to see. The oil filter's got a little oil on it. I had an issue a couple years back of the oil pressure sensor. Yeah, it looks like it's leaking again. Possibly leaking, but it's not the end of the world, right? I don't like to have leaks, but I mean, stuff happens. I'm thinking I got enough room under here. I know I'm a little upside down here. Hang on. That's why I wear a necklace. I'm thinking there might be enough room in here for some Granatelli electric cutouts. I think with the old cam, she would be a good candidate for a nice thump down towards the ground. We'll see. We will see. Another question that I always get asked, people are like, oh, what do you run for oil in that? Mobil 1? Honestly, Walmart's Super Tech brand. And people are like, dude, you're crazy. You would run Walmart oil in that? And I'm like, well, think about it. That's to today's standards in 2022 for their full synthetic oil. The LS1 was designed in the mid-90s. So I'm not a scientist or anything, but I would like to think that Mobil 1 synthetic in 1996, when the LS1 was developed for 1997, that oil is as good as that was, if not better now, to today's standards. So I just run the Walmart cheap stuff in it. I mean, well, it's getting to the point to that's the same price as Mobil 1, so maybe I'll switch back. But I'd like to try AM's oil, but it's so expensive, and everyone's like, oh, well, you run it in the vet. Like, it's basically a stock LS1 with a baby cam. Yeah, it has nitrous on it, but it's not like it's some crazy race car. It primarily is naturally aspirated with 375 wheel horsepower, so a little over 400. It's like, it's nothing special. So why? You know, you might think I'm stupid. Leave me a comment if you think I'm stupid. I don't care if you think I'm stupid, but let me know what you run for oil. Shout out to my good friend Fred, SMG Motoring. Filters in, filters in, it's all topped off. I did just get some NGK TR6s from the Amazon delivery tonight, but it's about almost 11:15. I got to work early in the morning tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to get the plugs out, put the new ones in, gap them at 30. The MSD plug wires that I have, I bought those probably 5 years ago now, so I'm just going to give them a once over, see if they're dry rotted or if there's any cracks or anything. If they're in good shape, we'll still run them. If not, run to the parts store and get them. I think they usually have ones in stock for LS1s. So we'll do plugs, check the wires, fresh oil change, charge the battery, which I think it has a charge still. Fire the old girl up. I'm going to get some fuel stabilizer or some octane booster because there is some fuel left in the tank. It is 93, and I put it in like October, November time, so hopefully it's still good, but I don't think I'm going to blast the nitrous with that old gas in there first. I'm going to try to get that worked out first and get it down empty, and then thanks to Uncle Joe, I'm going to spend a couple $100 to fill this damn thing, but we'll check back in tomorrow. All right, so it's the next day. 2 packs of TR6 spark plugs. Let's get these in. So after getting the plugs out, passenger side, I think they look pretty good. All right, passenger side plugs are all in. Gap to 30. On to the next. All the driver's side plugs look good too. Busted Knuckle Club, back in the house. Let's get these back in. Murphy's Law never fails. Putting the last plug in, hear a slight crack. Porcelain cracks. Unreal. And guess what? I only got 8 of them, and I'm not putting one of the old ones in, so hit the parts store up in the morning. Probably not a bad thing, because if I was to start this thing up tonight at 1:45, the old ball and chain might get pissed off at me, so probably not a bad thing. All right, so new day. I went to the O'Reilly's and I grabbed 2 TR6 spark plugs, just in case I break another one. Let's get this one in, and let's fire the old Corvette. Yet again, cylinder number 7. I just cracked another spark plug. I figured out why, though. My socket that I was using was a little bit shorter than the normal ones, so when you put the extension in, or if you put the end of the ratchet in, it would hit the top where the metal is, where the boot goes on, and for some reason it would like tweak it and it would crack the porcelain. So I used a different socket, got it tight. Hopefully I didn't crack any of the other ones. I didn't really hear any splitting on any of the other ones, but hopefully there's enough juice in this battery. I didn't charge it yet, but let's see if she fires up. Well, I got lights inside. It's a good sign. Security's flashing. Oh, she's dead. We'll get her charged up. We'll be right back. All right, let's try this again. Got my little jumper pack on it. Woo! Good old sound of freedom, baby. Woo! Man, have I missed that sound. Don't get me wrong, the 51, she's awesome. But this is my baby right here. Whew, does that sound good. Nothing like a good old cammed LS motor, baby. A lot of people ask how I got the car over there. Simple, wheel dollies, and I forgot to start recording as I started moving it, so we'll start a time lapse now. All right, now that I got my workout in, I think I have enough room for it to clear. Let's fire this thing back up. We'll get it moving on its own power. I think I might have broke that. She sounds good. Fresh oil. Sounds like she's running on all 8. Yeah, buddy. I thought the 51 ran rich. Woo! I love that smell even more. The 1951 Styline is an awesome car. It's fun to drive, turns a lot of heads, but there is nothing like driving a Corvette, man. It really isn't. I think that's gonna end it off there on that video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share it to your friends. Give me an idea of what I should do next for video. I have a few, but we'll see you then.